welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So today I am heading off to Sheffield to go and see their new adaptation of White Christmas, which is on in the Crucible Theatre. So I'm really excited. I am going by myself today because I couldn't get my brother to come with me today, but it should be a good show and I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously I'll show you around the theatre and I will review the show when I get home. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little video. Okay, so I've just arrived at Piccadilly train station about half an hour early, about half an hour before my train. So I'm just going to head up to platform 13 because it's on the opposite side and just sit and wait. I just bought myself a little snack because I'm quite hungry. I didn't have breakfast this morning. I'm just going to go across and then eat that at the platform and just wait there. Okay, so I've just arrived in Sheffield now. It's about 5:15. The show starts at 7, so I need to be at the theatre for 6. So I'm just going to go and see if I can get some food quickly. And yeah, probably just going to go to Wetherspoons like I usually do. And then head to the theatre. I'm just walking up towards the Crucible now. I'm not going in yet, I'm going to go and get some food first, but here it is, looks all nice lit up. Just can take some photos while it's not busy and then go to Wetherspoons and get some food. Okay, I'm going to go and head in here, see if we can find a table. Hopefully it's not too busy. So my food has arrived. I just got what I always get. Chicken burger, chips and a Diet Coke. So yeah, I'll get back to you now once I've finished. So it's now 6:30. I've just finished my food and I'm now going to head to the theatre. Half an hour till it starts, so I should be able to go straight in when I get there. Okay, so I've arrived back at the theatre. It's time to head in now. I think the auditorium might be open now. So I need to go and find the press desk first, get my programme, and then I can head in. So let's go and find the press desk. Okay, so I'm just upstairs in the Crucible now. We've got some screens with some of the shots from the show. So the doors are open, so I might as well go in. Oh, look at the nice Christmas tree. Let's go and have a little selfie shot over here. Okay, so I'm going in the orange door. Let's see what the run time is. Okay, so let's go in. I'm on G6364. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so I'm now in my seat. I'm on row G, seat 63, and this is the view. So yeah, it's a really good view, but you do get a really good view more or less anyway, you sit in this theatre. So yeah, really looking forward to the start, and I'll let you know what I think of it in the interval. And I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying all the dance numbers, they're really good. But also I realised that I can't actually remember the story of White Christmas. I've seen it once before, but totally forgot the story, so it's all new to me again. But yeah, enjoying it, and I'll let you know my full review when I get home. So the show is finished now, and I'm just rushing to get the train because it finished 10 minutes late. So yeah, just rushing to get the train, but I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and I'll tell you more about when I get home. So I'm just at the train station now, and it's actually on time, so I should get home in a decent time now. So that's two trips on the road now that we've actually been on time. So Piccadilly tram stop. There's 8 minutes till my tram, so it was actually a very smooth train journey today. No delays or anything, so that's good. So I should get home hopefully by about 11:45, so not too bad. So it's been a couple of days now since I went to see White Christmas at the Crucible in Sheffield. So I thought I'd better give you a little review of the show and my time at the theatre. So there is no merch for the show. Sheffield Theatres never really do merch for their own productions. They do merch for the theatre, so they do Sheffield Theatre mugs, pens, notebooks, things like that, but nothing related to the show other than the programme. So the programmes I think are around £5 to £6. I'm not 100% sure. This one was gifted to me in exchange for doing the review, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're around £5 to £6. I'll go through this later. So the show is on at the Crucible until the 13th of January, so you've still got plenty of time to go and get tickets. So I was sat on row G, seat 63, which is a aisle seat, so I had the aisle next to me. It was a slightly side-on view. If you don't know, Sheffield Crucible has a thrust stage, So the audience sit around 3 sides of the stage. So some people have a view of a side-on view, some will have a straight-on view. So I was slightly on the curve going round to the side, which I think is a really good place to sit. You get a really good view, and yeah, I thought it was a good seat. I think those seats are usually between £40 and £50, something like that anyway, but the view was excellent from there. Really, really good. I think the way the Crucible is set out, you do tend to get a good view from most places where you sit, and they do make sure that they stage their shows so that you do get a good view from most places. They don't tend to always perform to the front. They tend to perform to all sides, so you do tend to get a good view wherever you sat. And in this show they did make sure that they did try and perform to all sides. They made really good use of the stage. So yeah, I thought it was a really good seat to sit in. So this production of White Christmas at the Crucible is a new adaptation of Irving Berlin's White Christmas. So this is a completely new adaptation. It's different to any touring shows that you may have seen. So I last saw White Christmas in 2009 on its tour when it was on at the Lowry over the Christmas period in 2009. So it's been a long time since I last saw this show, and I honestly couldn't really remember anything about the show before I went. I just couldn't remember the story or anything. And I've never seen the film, so it was all going to be like new to me. So I was really looking forward to seeing the show and seeing what they'd done with it. So if you don't know, the musical is based on Paramount Pictures' 1954 film of the same name. It features songs such as White Christmas, Sisters, Blue Skies. Those are all some famous songs that are in the musical. So this production is directed by Paul Foster, and it tells the story of two friends, Bob and Phil. So we first meet Bob and Phil on Christmas Eve in 1944. They are soldiers in the Second World War under General Waverley, and they are entertain the troops of the 151st Division. The show then jumps forward 10 years to 1954, where the pair have now hit the big time and are now headliners in the Ed Sullivan Show. So the pair receive a letter which is supposedly from their old mess sergeant Ben Freckleface Haynes, and this letter is asking them to view his sister's act. So before the two of them head off to Florida for the holidays, they go and watch this sister act. The sisters are called Betty and Judy Haynes, and after the sisters perform, Bob and Phil sit down and chat to them. Phil becomes really smitten with Judy and they get on really well, whereas Bob and Betty don't get on all that well. Judy tells Phil that they have booked a gig in Snowy Pine Tree, Vermont. So he suggests that he and Bob should come and join them for the holidays. So Phil switches their train tickets for Florida to tickets to Vermont, but however he doesn't tell Bob this. So when Bob arrives in Pine Tree, he is not happy at all, and he plans to get a train to Florida as soon as possible. That is, however, until he meets the inn owner where Betty and Judy are staying and performing, as the inn owner is no other than General Waverley. So they soon find out that Waverley's inn is not doing very well financially, so it's in financial difficulties and its future is in jeopardy. This also isn't helped by the fact that there is a unusual heat wave going on and there is no snow to be seen, so all of his bookings cancel and his inn is empty for the holidays. So Bob and Phil come up with an idea to help their old general out, and they plan to help him by putting on a show at the inn. So they call in some favours and get some friends to come along and help them out with the show. The show is going to feature themselves and Betty and Judy, as well as some dancers and musicians. So whilst preparing for the show, love blossoms between the two couples. So Bob and Betty get together and Judy and Phil get together. This dice is until Betty hears a message that was sent for Bob. However, she misunderstands the meaning of the message and she begins to question what Bob and Phil's motives are for helping out the general. So that is the basic story of the show. It is sort of a nice feel-good musical. It's definitely one of the more old-fashioned type musicals. The songs are quite old-fashioned in it, and like the dance numbers it has, like you would have in a lot of typical old style musicals, it has the tap numbers and stuff like that in it. However, I did absolutely love the tap numbers. The set was designed by Janet Bird. It was quite a simple set, but it was effective. They're able to take you from like a living room to a barn to like a nightclub, and they do this really seamlessly. The set changes are really slick, and there's some really interesting set pieces. They have a swing that lowers in from the ceiling. There's trees that lift up from the floor. People enter through a fridge at one point. There's at the beginning they're singing through like a big box which represents a TV screen. So I thought the set was really interesting. They also have a really big piano at one point, and yeah, I thought the set was good. It worked well for the show. They also used the revolve quite a lot in this show for like moving people around and stuff, which was kind of interesting. So the staging was good. One of the set pieces that I actually quite enjoyed was the train. It was really simple. It was a very simple sort of set piece, but it looked really good, really interesting. I thought that really enjoyed the look of the like train carriages. I thought that was good the way they did it. So the costumes were also designed by Janet Bird, and I really liked the costumes. They were really nice. They fit perfectly to the time period which this was in, which is the 1950s. They had some really glamorous costumes for some of the girls. The dresses were all really nice. I particularly enjoyed the costumes for Betty and Judy's act. It's sort of like a green lacy outfit. I really liked that. I thought it was really nice, and it sort of looked a bit Christmassy, so I really enjoyed their outfits. Also the ensemble outfits were really good, especially at the very end scene. It was really colourful, and they sort of looked like Christmas baubles on a Christmas tree. They were really interesting. Yeah, I really liked all the costumes. I thought they were really good, and like I said, they fit in the time period in which this was set. So one of my favourite things about the show was definitely the choreography by Alistair David and Victoria Hines. There was some really great dance numbers in this. My favourite was definitely the tap number, the big main tap number. I thought that was fantastic. It filled the whole stage and it was just visually stunning. Loved the tap sequence. I always love a good tap number in a musical. We then had more intimate style dances, like ballroom dances. The dance between Phil and Judy was just beautiful and a delight to watch. So the cast for this show was exceptional. The ensemble for this show was great. They're all amazing dancers, but the main cast were fantastic. We had Stuart Noel as Phil and George Blagden as Bob, and these two made an excellent double act. They worked really well together and they created some great moments on stage together, and I thought they were both really funny in the reprise of Sisters. They had great comic timing together in that one, and they definitely seemed to be having fun together on stage, and you definitely believed in their friendship together. I thought Stuart Noel had charm and charisma, and he was also a spectacular dancer. I thought Blagden gave a strong performance as Bob. He made his character seem really relatable, and he really made the audience root for his character as well. And he had a great voice. He had some really nice vocals as well. So we had Grace Mowat, who gave a believable performance as the performer Betty Hines. Her vocals were stunning, and she really commanded the stage in the number You Didn't Do Right By Me / How Deep Is the Ocean. I thought Grace worked really well with Natasha Mould, who played Judy, who was Betty's sister, and I thought their performance together of Sisters was probably one of my favourite performances. I thought it was really good, and I thought they just worked really well together. Also, I have to say Natasha Mould was an excellent dancer. She did some really great dance numbers along with Stuart Neild, who played Phil. They did some really great dance numbers together. Another person I have to mention from the cast is Sandra Marvin. Now, I've seen Sandra Marvin in quite a few things, most recently in Sister Act, and she's always an excellent performer. I always love everything that she's done. She has fantastic vocals, and she definitely didn't disappoint in this. So she was playing in Concierge Martha. I thought her performance was fantastic. She had excellent comic timing, and as usual her vocals were to die for, especially on the song Let Me Sing I'm Happy. So now's probably a good time to quickly show you the programme. Okay, so this is the programme for White Christmas. You see here it says it is on till the 13th of January. I really love the artwork on this as well. I think it's really nice. It's really eye-catching. So we have a welcome here. Tells you some upcoming shows to the theatre, Sheffield Theatres. You have your cast list here. Then you have your production team and your orchestra. You then have your musical numbers. So you have Happy Holidays, Shall Let Yourself Go, Love and Weather, Sisters, The Best Things Happen While You're Dancing, Snow, What Can You Do with a General, Let Me Sing I'm Happy, Count Your Blessings, Instead of Sheep, and Blue Skies. Act 2, you had Entrapped, I Love a Piano, Falling Out of Love Can Be Fun, Sisters Reprise, Love, You Didn't Do Right By Me, so How Deep Is the Ocean, The Old Man, Let Me Sing I'm Happy Reprise, How Deep Is the Ocean Reprise, The Old Man Reprise, White Christmas, and I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm. So those are all the musical numbers in the show. We then have some rehearsal photos here, and then we have an article. It says, "He is American Music, the Life and Work of Irving Berlin." That's a nice little article there. You then have some more rehearsal shots. We then have another article. It says the best things happen while you're dancing. So this is choreographer Alistair David and associate choreographer Victoria Hind, talking about being back in Sheffield and a look at the classic production. So that's a little question and answer thing there. Again, more rehearsal photos, and then we get on to the cast biographies. So we had Craig Armstrong, who played Ezekiel. He is actually really funny in that part. I thought he did a really good job. It's not a big part, but he does get some laughs in there. We had Megan Armstrong as Rita / ensemble, and she's also the understudy for Martha. We had Charles Booker as ensemble. We had George Blagden as Bob, so I've already spoken about him, but I can just tell you some of his theatre credits. So he's been in Company, he's been in Tartuffe, he's been in The Pitchfork. That's just some things he's been in. We then had Danny Collins, who played Sheldrake, and he was understudy for Phil. We had Alistair Crosswell, who was the onstage swing. We had Ewan Cummings, who played General Waverley. He was really good. I've actually seen him before in Book of Mormon when it toured. So I know he's been in that before. What else has he been in? He's been in... I've done quite a lot of things. This is a list of stuff he's been in. But I think the Book of Mormon is probably the most commercial thing. He's been in The Island, Woza Albert Streetwise on my birthday, Guys and Dolls, All My Sons. That's just some of the things that he's done. We then had Ivan Davidson, who was an ensemble member, Jasmine Davies, an ensemble member, Emily Goodenough, ensemble / dance captain, and she's also the understudy for Judy. Ryan Gover was ensemble, Emma Johnson ensemble, Chloe Hopcroft on stage swing, Thomas Lee Kidd ensemble and understudy Bob. Demia Lindsay Walker ensemble. Sandra Marvin was Martha. Obviously I've spoken about her already. Like I said, I've seen her most recently in Sister Act, but she's also been in Waitress. I actually think I saw her in Waitress as well. I think that's the other thing that I've seen her in, Waitress on its UK tour. She's also been in A Christmas Carol, Showboat, Ragtime, and quite a few other things. So she's also been in Hairspray. She's in the original West End cast UK tour and Ireland tour. So I think I might have seen her in Hairspray as well. That might have been the other thing that I've seen her in. We then have Grace Mowat playing Betty. So again, I've spoken about Grace already. I actually last saw Grace in Cinderella last year at the Hope Mill Theatre. And again, I thought she was excellent in that. I do think she's a really good performer, Grace Mowat. She's been in Six. She's been in Anne Juliet. She was in the Great British Bake Off musical. Like I said, she's in Cinderella at the Hope Mill Theatre. She was in Legally Blonde at Regent Park Open Air Theatre. So yeah, she's done some good stuff there. We then had Natasha Mould as Judy. Again, I spoke a little bit about her. I thought she was really good in the show. I think she had really good energy. She was really vibrant, energetic. I really enjoyed her character. I thought she was fun. And like I said, she was an excellent dancer as well. So her theatre credits include The Wizard of Oz at the Curve. She was in 9 to 5 at the Savoy Theatre. She's been in Grease, and she's also been in Cats, so those are some things that she's been in. We then had Stuart Neal, who played Phil. Again, I've already said about him, but he's been in things such as Funny Money, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, The Producers, 42nd Street, The Lord of the Rings, and there's just a few of the things he's been in. We then had Akeem Tinubu, who was ensemble, Lucy Young ensemble, and then there was 3 young girls who played Susan. So you've got Renee Elliott-Latif, Bonnie Hill and Ava Rothwell. And at my performance we had Ava Rothwell, and she was really good. Really enjoyed her performance. I thought she was a really good little actress, and I thought she did really well, and she's only 10 years old. So the rest of the programme, you've got the creatives biographies. There's another rehearsal shot there. Got some more rehearsal shots here. And there's more creative biographies. We've got more rehearsal shots. And then you've got an advert for the next show that's going to be on at the Crucible, which is The Crucible. So I'd actually really like to see The Crucible. So fingers crossed I'll get to go and see that. It's a show that I've never seen, but it definitely intrigues me. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get to Sheffield and see that. It's on in March. And then you just got an advert here for Everyone's Talking About Jamie, which is on in April at the Lyceum. And that is the programme. So yeah, I enjoyed White Christmas at the Crucible. I thought it was a fun, heartwarming show. I think it's good for all the family. It makes a really good Christmas show if you want to go to a show with the family at Christmas. The end is really lovely. There's some snow at the end, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun night out, and I would give the show 4 stars. It was really good. Like I said, I'm not usually a massive fan of the older style musicals like this, but I did enjoy this. I thought it was fun, and it had a really good cast. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog and review of White Christmas. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.